I am Multi-Topic Talk. Welcome to this new video. Now, I think it's been like 2 weeks, maybe 3. We had the last episode of the 8th season of the Flash TV show. Now, I will be honest with you. I thought a lot about it before doing that video, but let's do it. I don't remember doing a ranking of the season with season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we will include the most recent season. Now, leave your ranking in the description below. I am really curious. I want to see other people comment. I'm open for it. I mean, we are there to interact, we are there to share, we are there because we love the same kind of stuff. Even if we have different tastes, and even if you don't like the same season as me, you like the same show as me, right? Now, let's start off with the worst of the worst, because this ranking is a worst to best. The worst of the worst. The worst of the worst. So, let's do this. The worst of the worst, season 5. I cannot stand this one, and I will go very deep into why, just like any other season. So, this is the last place for you. I always remember season 5 as being that very, very low point in the series, and this is really sad because there is a lot of wasted potential there. And I don't know what they did, I don't know what they were thinking. We had a season 3 and 4 that fell flat, they both felt like really bad. But then we get this, season 5. I'm like, oh, really? I almost tapped out of the show. I will be honest. I was like, if season 6 is not good enough for me, I will just tap out of the show. That was where I was with season 5. And it's very sad. And I will explain why. Cicada as a villain is very good and interesting. But here's the thing. He's not powerful enough to stand on his own an entire season, and he is not interesting enough or well written enough to stand for an entire season. And here's the thing, the power scaling is messed up, because sometimes Team Flash will win, but he will run away, but they won. He will run away because the plot needs him to run away. Or other times, power scaling is so messed up, he is able to beat the entire Team Flash, but hey, plot armor on everyone, nobody dies. It was like that the entire season. So you see, you pick that that villain Cicada, you took him, and instead of using him like a few episodes here and there, you use him for like 15 episodes, and then you have a Cicada, like his niece, or I forgot. And her niece is as bad as him, but no, actually she's worse because she is more powerful. I'm pissed. It's so sad. Because you see, I look back at Arrow. Arrow was at the same state as the Flash entering the 5th season, but they did it. They did it right. They did an amazing season with season 5. They saved the show with season 5. The Flash, they could not do it. And what shocked me the most, Todd Elbing did the 5th season of The Flash. And Todd Elbing is currently making Superman and Lois' first 2 seasons. So I don't understand what happened. Maybe that was a wake-up call. Maybe he realized, oh, I need to work up on stuff before I do something else. Regardless. Season 5. Nora. Oh my. What is this character? She is basically a teenager, but in the show she is 30, and in real life she is around that age. Actually, I think she is a bit older, but regardless, It doesn't make sense. Her character is obnoxious. She trusts Reverse Flash. Are you kidding me? Even if Barry is telling her, look, Reverse Flash is bad, don't trust him, she still trusts him. You know why? Because they wrote that character that way. She's like, if Barry believes people can change, then Reverse Flash can change. So she will excuse her own belief on another person's belief, and she will apply it here and there because she doesn't really think on her own. She is made really stupid, but she should be smart because they showed us at many points in the show she is smart. Now, I think naive is her flaw here. That's the only explanation I get. But even there's being naive and being straight up dumb. Barry in that season is just a punching bag for everyone, hatred. He doesn't feel like a good character. And this is really sad. I don't know what they were thinking. They were like, oh yeah, season 5, we cannot make Barry grow as a character, so let's just give the spotlight to everyone else. Then Cecile, oh my, Cecile. Remember that character that had a few cameos in season 3, and I was like, oh, she's kind of cool. I like Joe's girlfriend. Then she got pregnant. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But season 5, I'm like, is she there just because they need someone to fill that spot in the cast so they can have screen time? And she becomes worse and worse and worse because nobody knows how to write that character. I think she's doomed. Okay, enough rant about season 5. If you want to learn more about season 5, watch my overview. My overview is in the description below. When I did my overview, it was much more fresh in my mind, so maybe I will speak about more stuff I liked and more stuff I didn't like. Just go watch it. Coming in 7th place, here we are, The Flash, 4th season. Let's do this. So this season is really sad because here again there is a lot of good ideas. Most of them are really poorly executed. I think Kid Flash being the main guy was a very good idea, but I feel like he should have gotten like at least an entire half for him and give like Barry other stuff to do. I don't know. I know he's like the lead of your show. It's your main character and he should be the focus. But here's the thing. They went with a storyline that lasted for like 2 episodes. It's pretty far in my memory. I think it's 1 or 2 episodes. I can't really remember. I will be honest here. If you want something more fresh, like a review that covers it, like on a better light, watch my review. It's in the description below. Overview of season 4. I did it after seeing it again. And now the last time I've seen it was like many months ago, almost a year, I think. So it's really far behind me. Regardless, on top of my head, I remember issues. The show is bleeding. The Tinker is a great idea, but here again, the Tinker is poorly executed. Is poorly executed. The constant change in new actors playing him. I'm like, why? Why that chore? The episode where he goes at Argus was amazing. When he kills everyone, that was greatness. At that point I was like, I don't know how they will stop that force. He's like a Justice League threat. And this is true. He was so OP. I mean, broken. And I think it's interesting because the Flash first 3 seasons had Speedster. And now they decided no more Speedster, let's take a break. And I like that because if you keep using speedster, 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 you're like, try something new, please. I'm so done with speedster. Thank you. But the writing is so bad. The tone is weird. They tried to be like more light-hearted, but they had very serious themes in it. I think a lot of things clashed with each other. Like that season felt goofy, but then you have like some kind of traffic of prisoner because they have abilities. It's really hard. I think the season is also very boring. So yeah, season four. I can enjoy Rolf because he wasn't a great character to start off, but they were able to write well the character, so the character became much better with season five and six. It was a rough start for Rolf, let's be honest, but the casting was amazing. Artie Sawyer was great in the role, and I'm so sad he got cancelled for stupid stuff. Now, that season, biggest mistake is everyone else outside of Barry is stupid. But even there, Barry as well is so dumb. He does weird stuff, and sometimes the Tinker he wins because the plot wants him to win, not because it makes sense. The plot just wants the Tinker to win. What if they made Barry running away from the crime scene and they were able to like prove him innocent? Because here's the thing, he was on the site when the police came. So because of that, he was arrested. What if they blamed the crime on the Flash? The police, they don't know what is the Flash. That could be an interesting storyline to explore, making the Flash the villain for like a while until they can clear his name. That could be amazing. I mean, that could be great. Or the Flash need to work again to like gain back the trust of everyone. But no, they wanted to do that comic book series where Barry Allen is in jail. And of course, they needed to do weird stuff in Magic to release him because I don't know how the prison system works, the justice system works, but really, I mean, felt weak. I don't feel like it was well executed the way it was released. I think Arrow did it better to release Oliver from prison. But even there, even with Arrow, I had issues the way he was in jail for like a really short period of time. Like, I understand story wise, you cannot do more, so just let him go away elsewhere. But what they could have done is like, they kill off Oliver Queen the same way they did with Roy, or the same way they did with Jim Gordon in Gotham. I speak about Gotham because trust me, we will have a retrospective on Gotham in the future on the channel. So I think overall a lot of good ideas were there, but most of it was poorly executed. And I think Cecile started becoming really annoying. She played a much bigger role in that season. Iris as a character was godly awful. Please kill her off. The last good season for Iris was season 2, and this is so sad. They just don't know how to give stuff to characters. I was about to say female character. But Caitlyn, they kind of tried something in season 5 with Caitlyn, but I feel like they failed. So they fail most of the time when they try to give stuff to their female character. I don't know why. They just cannot make it work. Look, new blueprint. Superman and Lois. Lois is amazing. Blueprint, Stargirl. Stargirl is amazing. It's not that hard to have a female character, guys. Look at Daredevil, another blueprint. You got many blueprints, so just do homeworks. Here we are with the next spot. In 6th place, we got Season 3. Now, I am a huge fan of darker tone in TV shows. Arrow is my favorite show with Daredevil. They are two masterpiece TV show I always enjoy rewatching over and over again. I like it. Stargirl's 2nd season was much darker than the first one, and guess what? That's my favorite. But when it comes to The Flash, they just don't know how to do it. They failed. Look, season 2 was darker than 1, but I still think at its core, the show was very light-hearted, and I think the darker tone in it was well crafted and well written. But with the 3rd season, the darker tone is just very heavy, and the darker tone makes the show really boring and colorless. Barry is always mopping around. He doesn't feel like Barry at all. I understand he just lost his father. I understand Iris is about to die. I understand his friendship with Cisco is destroyed because of Flashpoint. I understand all that kind of stuff. Life is really hard on Barry. But writing as well. Writing is awful. Making Savitar Barry, making these time remnant stuff, it's like time travel. It's as bad. I mean, it's why? Savitar, look. Savitar doesn't feel like a villain that can hold his own for an entire season. They should have like Dr. Alchemy be a first villain and then Savitar a second villain. But instead, they had like Dr. Alchemy being that smaller villain that leads to Savitar. I like the idea, but I'd rather have like Dr. Alchemy being a full-fledged villain for a few episodes, then you put him away and then you bring Savitar in after that. You know why? We can spend more time on really working on Savitar and making him more interesting. And by doing that, we don't take away anything from Dr. Alchemy. But I feel like Dr. Alchemy was underused. I feel like he was just a lackey. And it's really sad because he was very interesting. And I do think if he had a full arc, longer, that really focused on him being like a villain, instead of mixing both, I think better justice would be given to Alchemy and Savitar. But that's just me. Now, I think several villain makes that season much better than, let's say, the Thinker that felt dragged on for 23 episodes. But here's the thing, as I said, Alchemy feels underused. And let's be honest, that season, it's just another season with villains of the week. Yes, they want to stop Savitar from killing Iris, and then plot twist! She didn't die. It was kind of cool, but that was expected because why would they kill off like Iris like that? The Iris with Barry. They don't have the balls because they know they can't write her. They know they can't make Iris good. So instead of giving us a new like Iris from the multiverse or something, they wanted to keep the bad one around because they're like, I won't craft a new one, I'm too lazy or something. I really don't know. That Iris look. Iris was a victim in that season. She has almost no character arc. At some point, she's like, I accept my destiny, I accept my fate. And this is like somewhat of a character arc because now she started doing weird stuff because she feels like her days are numbered. And this is kind of interesting, but this is a subplot. This is a subplot among many, and it's not really good. And I feel like this season is giving me like Arrow season 3 vibes. Everyone lies to each other. This breaks relationship apart. This feels more like soap opera than superhero. I just don't like that. And the darker tone, poorly executed darker tone, that make every episode like a chore. Even a more light-hearted episode where Barry is losing his memory is so stupid because it's based on character doing stupid stuff just to have a new episode. Flashpoint is wasted. One episode for Flashpoint? Are you kidding me? Now, I haven't mentioned it in season 4, but I feel like season 4 also felt filler. Look, most season and the entire show feel filler. I will be honest here. I will be really honest. They feel the episode, the seasons of filler. But when it's not good filler, you feel it much more. And this is really sad. Coming here in 5th place. Let's speak about The Flash 7th season. A lot of people think it's the worst. Well, that's not what I'm thinking, obviously. Season 5 is much worse. Season 7 is a weird case. There are several storylines, and this is kind of cool. But they need to pick up pieces from Season 6. And let's be honest, the writers are not really amazing. The showrunner is kind of bad. Let's be honest here. And you deal with the ending of a season where you were not able to finish because of illness. And because of illness, season 6 bleeds into season 7. So you will have a really rough start. Well, this is exactly what happened. Season 7 had a really rough start, and the writers are not good enough. The first episode of season 7 was fine, considering it was meant to be in season 6. But considering it's your season premiere, it was kind of bad. And let's blame it on the illness and the fact that the showrunner and the people involved are not as good as the ones involved in earlier season. Now, another big issue. Episode 3. You close off season 6 storyline with that. That was godly awful. I wanted to throw up. For real. It's one of the worst episodes ever. Now, the speed of thought, that was an amazing episode. I liked it a lot. Episode 2 was great. And I could not believe I was seeing that. I was like, that episode gives me like Enter Flash Time vibes. They can still do it after like many seasons. And I was like, ooh, what if we had a longer story arc with a more computer-like Barry? That could be great, you know? But no, they wasted after one season because he's kind of broken and he feels like Tinker, but with another skin suit, like Grant Gustin instead of the other guy. Now, season 7, biggest sin. The cringe. Hell yeah. Sometimes I feel like 10 years old are making this show. And I don't say that as an insult to 10 years old. I say that as an insult to the 30 years old and 30 plus years old involved in the show Because trust me, these people are grown up with the mind of kids. Look, I don't want to do personal attack toward anybody, but look, your writing is telling like who you are, or if it doesn't, it tells what you try to be. Both cases, it's kind of bad. Um, I don't know what they were thinking. Cringe is a big word. Look, a lot of people see season 7 as the worst. I cannot blame anybody. I understand. When you see a 30 years old calling another 30 years old mother, father, mom, dad, I can understand the cringe. And here again, this is coming back to what I said. 10 years old making this show. And I say that, and my half brother is turning 13 this year, I believe. And I am pretty sure he would come up with better dialogue than this crap. Now, what else went wrong? Allegra, Cecile, two godly awful characters I don't care about. I don't like any of them. And yet they are placed like in your face all the time. They feel so much screen time. I feel like I see more of them than I see Barry or other people from the older cast like Cisco or Caitlin. Speaking about Cisco, he leaves this season, and I feel like it's about time, because let's be honest, they probably wanted to write him off in season 5 or 6, but fan really wanted him, and the actor really wanted money, so he did stick around. But the material he was given was a real mixed bag, and I feel like it was about time he leave. It's really sad to say, and now that he has left for an entire season now with season 8, I really feel it. And I also feel like it's about time the Flash ends. And this is sad because I really wanted the show to last 10 years like Smallville did, but I don't see it how it can work with current showrunner. It just doesn't work. Now, season 7 is very entertaining if you place it right by side with season 3. It's much more entertaining, and the tone is much better despite the cringe. I think The Flash is well done when it's light-hearted. And if you have good writers, if you have a good storyline and good character arc, I think The Flash can have darker stuff in it. But when you got Eric Wallace and his crew, I don't think they can bring darker tone well. I don't think they are good enough. The same goes for whoever made the 3rd season. And whoever made the 2nd season was able to have darker tone, but keeping the core of the show lighthearted. And this is why season 2 was so good. Now, season 7, what else? The Forces. It's a mixed bag. It was kind of fine. I like the overall story of the Forces. Barry being a bad mentor was awful to see and watch. I was like, are we back at like season 3 Barry where he cannot like mentor Wally properly? Are we back to that point like 4 years later, 4 seasons later? And it's 4 years in the story as well. So you're telling me Barry never grew up for like all that time? He never grew up? He's still like the same beginner, the same new superhero that just got his powers? This is it what you want us to see and know? Okay. Now, it's higher than season 3 because the tone. It's higher than season 4 because it was more entertaining. It's higher than season 5 because we got more than one storyline. Godspeed as a villain was pretty boring, let's be honest. He is actually trash. But the overall story around him was fine, I guess. It was entertaining. Diggle coming back was great. I liked it a lot. And this is sad. I don't see that John Diggle coming back in season 9. Looks like the next time we have a John Diggle will be the new one in Superman and Lois. One last thing about season 7. Bart. Bart is great. I enjoyed Bart a lot, and I will be honest, my only experience with Bart is the Smallville TV show, but even there, it's two very, very different Barts, and I kind of like both iterations. So Bart is a good character. I enjoy Bart a lot. Coming in 4th place. This one breaks my heart so much for so many reasons. Season 6 of The Flash. What if the writers were better? What if the illness never affected production? What if the same people that worked on Crisis on Infinite Earth worked on the Mirror Mistress? There are a lot of what if. And this is kind of sad. I will be honest. This is kind of sad. What did I like? What did I didn't like? The entire back half. In the entire back half, look, there are like 3 episodes I liked in the entire back half. And I will be honest, I'm really rusty. I can't really remember that season very well because I've almost tapped out of the show during that season. It's better than 7 because I think the tone is actually really good. And I don't have that much PTSD toward that season outside of like the back half. Now, Mirror storyline, trash. Even worse when you think about season 7. Now, why is it higher than 7 if I speak like that? Well, I think it's consistent on what they do. And I think the darker tone is appropriate, and I like darker stuff. I don't remember having like major issues with like the filler episode in the back half with Black Hole and stuff like that. Barry losing his powers again for like the 10th time, that was kind of bad. But I'd rather have that kind of stuff than like having like adult killing, saying dad, mom, and they are the same age. I'd rather pick that than like Godspeed being hollowed as a villain, being like empty. And I also think like the first half of season 6 is a masterpiece. I said it. It's so sad they could not keep up. Look, we got the first 9 episodes. They were great. I don't remember any bad episode within these 10 episodes. I should say 9. But then we have episode 10, which is another great one. And then we got the rest. Now, in the back half, the only few episodes I actually liked and cared for was the 10th episode, the Death of the Speed Force. That was another really good episode. And the Gorilla Grodd episode. These are like the 3 episodes I'm like, okay, they are actually good. The rest of the back half is godly awful, burn it to the ground, forget about it. They are really bad. And this really stopped that season from being any higher in this list. But the first half with Bloodwork as a villain was really creepy. It was amazing. It was good. The darker tone, thinking that Barry may die, was great. We all knew he would not die like that, but the character didn't know. And I think it was well done. It was really good. They trained people. And even if Cisco doesn't have powers anymore, he feels like a character in the first half. In the back half, I think Cisco took a back seat or something. I actually forgot what he really did in the back half. We had a Cisco-centric episode. That was actually a good episode. And there's a lot of good in that season. And they kind of made me forget how poorly Cisco was actually dealt with in season 5. They gave Cisco the cure, the meta-human cure in season 5 for stupid reason. Because they were like, we want to kill him off or something. We want to write him off, I don't know. But that was a huge mistake, in my own opinion. That was really poorly written, bad, annoying, obnoxious. And I missed Vibe. I really missed Vibe. I will be honest, I still miss Vibe a lot. He brought something in the show. But hey, I'm not the writer, right? So I think the first half of season 6 is the best thing the Flash had since season 2 ended. For real. It's even better than anything from Armageddon or season 8. And it's well written, it's good. It's just interesting, that very short storyline with Bloodwork, Crisis on Infinite Earth. I think the setup for Crisis on Infinite Earth is amazing. Now, I don't see how I can add more. If you want to hear more about it, well, just take a look to the overview of that season in the description below. You will find a link. Coming in the third place, we got The Flash Season 8. Hell yeah, this is well deserved in my own opinion, and we will go deeper into that. Season 8 has amazing stuff, and it also has like awful stuff in it. It's so sad they cannot be consistent. Even people that liked it more than me, they said it themselves, it's not consistent. And it's so sad. Like, it's a top 3, and I feel like only 2 seasons deserve to be praised. Season 8 doesn't really deserve it. But I will explain why. Look, Season 8 is my favorite season since Season 2 ended. I think it's a return to form. Barry is a good character again. And that really helped the show to heal of what happened with Season 7, with Season 5. I don't really mention Season 6, but I think because Season 6 had something good to offer to Barry. I think Season 6, the issue was really the storyline with the Mirrorverse. The Mirror Mistress, that was my biggest issue with 6. But I think Barry was a really good character. And here's the thing. You go back to Season 5, Barry is a joke. You go back to Season 4, Barry is a joke again. You go back to Season 3, Barry is a joke again. Barry was good. Well, he was amazing in Season 1 and 2. I think at the end of Season 2, Barry was kind of stupid a lot. And it bothered me so much. But I understood what and why they were trying to do what they did with Season 2. We will speak about Season 2 later. So I think this is a really good Barry season. I think Eric Wallace actually decided to tell us a good Barry story. We could say it that way. Now, my biggest issue is everyone else got leveled up. It was so cringe. That freaking line they said too many times. Now, power scaling. You know what it is, right? You have a speedster, someone really fast. He should be your way to solve everything. He is probably as strong as Superman. Superman has more acts. so Superman would clearly win a fight. But Barry could actually hold his own against Superman. Do you see Killer Frost doing anything to Superman? If Superman was bad, Superman would murder the crap out of Killer Frost without breaking a sweat. But yeah, they really wanted to kill her off on a great way. So they made her level up because that was the theme of the season. Because they said it so much. She become stronger than Barry. But only because the plot needed her to be stronger than Barry. This is really sad, and this bothers me so much with Eric Wallace as a showrunner. He doesn't know how to write characters. Female character, he just doesn't know it. Even male, I will be honest, Chester, as much as I enjoy the bits he gets here and there, as much as I want Chester to shine and be great, he feels like a weaker Cisco, and he feels like always behind. He feels like always left somewhere and just filling screen time but having nothing to do. I feel like Chester is underused. They want to give so much power to their weak female character. I said it because they are weak in terms of character writing. They forget about Chester. Chester could be a great character, but he's not. He doesn't get that much. And it's not because of the actor, because I think when they give something to the actor, he does a great job with it. And when they let Chester be great, Chester is great. Even Joe had bits of good stuff here and there. But I feel like it's the cliche thing, it's a lazy thing with what they did with Joe. So it's very sad. Now, you take a look to Chilblain, he feels like a plot device. He's much better than what he was in Season 7. But he doesn't feel like a standout character. I don't want to see a TV show with Chilblain in the main cast. I think small dosage of Chilblain can be great. Especially after that season, I'm on board with the character. With Season 7, that character bothered me so much, you have no idea. So what else are we left with? Cisco left the show, by the way. We no more have Wells. I guess that's the thing. Iris doesn't do reporter stuff because time sickness and she wanted time off, so they rolled her off the show for many episodes. Look, Season 8 was entertaining for the entertaining bits of it. There are a lot of really, really good episodes, really strong episodes, but then you have a lot of weaker episodes, or a lot of filler episodes, or a lot of poorly written episodes, or a lot of episodes I don't care. And I know when I will rewatch the series or the season, I will skip a lot of episodes. I will have my list of episodes in my eyes. I will skip a lot. I will skip a lot because there's a lot I didn't like. Now, this season is clearly better than 7. It's more consistent than 6. Because let's be honest, 6, as I said, the first half is great, then the back half is awful. Now, even if Season 8 is not consistent, I think overall it's more consistent than 6. Even if there are episodes I really enjoyed and other I didn't like, they are spaced out. So I don't feel like that season is like all over the place. That's hard to say. Like, look, Reverse Flash being back is fine. They overused him. But it's fine, I understand. Deathstorm. Trash villain. Let's be honest. Deathstorm is a trash villain. He was threatening. He really put the fear of God in everyone. And this is kind of cool. But that's a bland character. He feels like a bad Zoom. And this all goes back to Eric Wallace. Writing about love all the time. He tells his team, Look, you need to write about love because love is everything. I know I sing badly, but enough of a rant. Look, there's my full review on the description below. You can watch it if you want. Let's move on to the true good seasons. Coming in second place, the first season. I know it's unpopular because people are like, Season 1 greatness, Season 1 amazing. I think it's a really strong season. That's why it's second place. But I think Season 2 is just better. Now, let's speak about why I enjoyed Season 1 and why it's much better than any other season after 3. Just like all the other seasons, you can find my Season 1 overview in the description below. Season 1 gives a great foundation to a Smallville-like TV show. What if Smallville had more money? What if Smallville was made 10 years later? And this is why I like so much this show. Season 1 had Reverse Flash, one of the best villain ever. And I think my biggest issue with Season 1 is the love triangle. And my second biggest issue is a lot of filler. Let's be honest, we could tell the same story with less episode and do it a better way. I think The Flash could work with 15 episodes. But hey, we got 23 and that's fine. Because even some filler are really good. But here's the thing. It's a bit harder. It's more of a chore to rewatch something that has 23 over something that has 15. Regardless, Season 1 has great characters. Iris feels good. She is a good character. She has good material and you can tell she enjoys being there. The actress, the character, they work well in the show. Now, maybe I have a biased opinion of the actress playing Iris because I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet. I just don't like the actress, so maybe that can bother me in later season. But here, even if I don't like the actress, I think she is amazing and I understand why they did cast her. She worked well. Later season don't give her any justice and she's part of the issue of later seasons. Season 1, she is one of the best part of it. Let's be honest. She's great. She's a strong character at that point in the series. And she happens to be female as well. And that's fine. We also get Caitlyn. Caitlyn get good stuff. I barely touched upon that. I barely spoke about why I don't like Caitlyn in Season 8. She feels like a stupid character. She used to be smart, but hey, in Season 8, let's play with the deads. That's fine. Nothing will go wrong, right? Why are you doing this to me? Caitlyn at that point is great. There's no Cecile around, and I'm fine with it. There is no Allegra around, and I'm fine with it. Allegra and Cecile are part of the later season issues. Joe has a really big role, and this is great. He has good material, he has good storyline. We got Eddie. Eddie is not as good as Tommy. Sometimes he is annoying, sometimes he is obnoxious. But hey, they did try to replicate Tommy Oliver relationship in The Flash with Eddie and Barry. I think they failed. I think it goes to the writing department because I do think the actor have chemistry, It's just the material they were given to that felt weird. And it was also part of the love triangle I could not stand. So that's another issue. Now, Cisco, amazing. Harrison Wells, amazing. The storyline, amazing. It's so entertaining. It's so refreshing. And when I look back, I think there's only one episode I skip when I rewatch. And it's an episode that give a lot of intel about the villain, Harrison Wells. And it's kind of cool. We learn more about him in that episode, but I think the idea of Barry losing his speed again is kind of bad. I really hate the idea. That's why I skip it. And I think it's really stupid the way he loses power. And it's only for the plot to happen. So you see, it's really bad. Now, all they could have went that way. They could have flashbacks about that before Barry got his speed. And it's really hard. Maybe you can give other motives to the villain than the particle accelerator. Like, the guy just doesn't like scientists, I don't know. And then he goes after Wells when Barry is into the coma or whatever. And that could be interesting. Now, season 1 is really good. But here's the thing. I just feel like season 2 is just better. They build up upon the great foundation. That's what they did. So, season 1 of The Flash, a strong foundation. It's really hard for me to find issues. Even on my most recent watch, which was like 9 months ago, I enjoyed my time. I really enjoyed my time. And I plan on doing a retrospective on the Flash TV show once the Flash get cancelled or once the Flash ends. Just teasing that future project here. Now, coming to the first place. The Flash, second season, in first place of my ranking. Zoom. Only one word. Zoom is amazing. He is a threat, he is dangerous, he is scary. His motives are kind of trash, but hey, he had a trash childhood, so I guess I will give him a pass this time around. He is a great parallel to Barry. They both had really similar upbringing. Barry became the Flash because Reverse Flash killed his mother and blaming the father. In Zoom case, the father killed the mother in front of the son. And that made the son nuts. That made the son crazy. That's great! The multiverse coming into play this season. Cisco having powers. Caitlin scared to one day become Killer Frost. Now in season 3 we have more Killer Frost and I guess she's fine, but I barely spoke about her in my quick recap of season 3. But Caitlin in season 2 had good material. Iris had good material. The entire cast had good material. I enjoyed my most recent watch. It was amazing. It's a masterpiece. And I think the only big issue I got with that season, like 5 episodes by the end, like the moment Barry lose to Zoom for some reason because plot need to happen and because we need 23 episodes is where it went downhill. For 5 episodes, Barry is not able to be the Flash anymore. I don't like that, and it's stupid because Barry surpassed Zoom, but they want Barry to struggle. They want Barry to have another character arc. This bothers me so much. You have no idea. But hey, that season, outside of that, it was great. The darker tone suit well the season, and the darker tone doesn't clash that much with the light-hearted core the show had, and I think the darker tone was well handled by the writers. The writer really wanted to do something special with season 2, and I feel it. I always have good memories of season 2. Season 2 is so good. Wally coming to the mix. Wow, 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 wow. What? I think it's the best season for Wally. Then he gets power, and then he goes on the bench even if he has power. That season, a lot of good memories. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that ranking. So coming next to my channel, we will have DC content, we will have Marvel content. I plan on doing retrospective of many comic book TV shows such as Arrow, Smallville, Gotham, Legends of Tomorrow. Hell yeah. So if you want to know more, learn more, subscribe, like, comment, share this video out there. And I don't only review show, I also play video games over here. And I like video games, and I know a lot of people are tuning into my channel for video games. But I've got a lot of the videos project in the making, and here's the thing with my DC and Marvel things, it takes me a while, and I want to provide content. I just cannot like throw stuff here, and I need to work my videos. I enjoy what I do, and I need to work on them. I think I got good ideas in my videos. Regardless, I wish you all a great day. And don't forget, what is your ranking of the season? Leave it in the comment below. I am curious to read what guys are thinking and why. Because I reply, or I should say, I try my best to reply to everyone I can. With that, I'm out.